Welcome friends back again. This one more session today which we'll be doing is on the learnings from the book which is written by Ian Martin on the life of Pi, and this is basically connecting it to the business scenario and the dynamic environments which are going on today in terms of your work, in terms of your career, and how we could try to apply these learnings to our day-to-day work life. So let's start off this session which is on the entrepreneurial lessons from the life of Pi, and we'll be dividing this into different kinds of learnings and how we could apply it to our day-to-day workplace and handle the challenges which we may face. So whether it's a up or a down, how do we conduct ourselves and how do we keep on challenging ourselves and keep on moving, as well as what are the necessary ingredients for that, is something which we will be taking up from this session today. So let's start our journey on this boat of life of Pi, which is for the session today, and let's get into the initial things. For those who are new to life of Pi, I'll just give a small background. This book has been written by Ian Martin, and it's a Booker-winning book, and it has been transformed into celluloid into a nice movie, which is from the life of Pi. And it's a story of the main protagonist in this session is Pi, and how he went on a magical journey on his lifeboat with Richard Parker, who is a Bengal tiger, for company, and in the process he discovered himself, faith, as well as God in the whole process. So it's a very beautiful journey, the adventures, and how he went through the rough seas and how he found his island, and that too in the company of a ferocious Royal Bengal tiger. But then how did he survive and what pushed him and make him achieve or land onto the island is something which will be gaining from this whole story and this book. So let's start with the first lesson, which it is in that is, if you believe in everything and you end up believing in nothing, in the sense that when you first go on moving ahead, there might be different views, like you want to try a new idea, you want to go ahead in a different way, and as you are going in for that, basically what would happen is that you may get to learn or you may get to have a lot of suggestions and ideas from different people. You have to keep your ears open, you need to listen to everybody, but finally you have to form some idea and focus and go ahead with the idea which seems comfortable with you. So if you listen to all sorts of advice, it can harm your chances and cause delay in reaching your goal. Let's say you want to apply for a particular course and you get to know a lot of suggestions from your friends, your well-wishers, your family and all. And if you keep on listening to each and everything, you may end up feeling more confused. In the whole process, you take in the ideas, but at the same time, you just crystallize what is important for you and then go ahead in reaching that. In the whole process of getting to know a lot of ideas and not making decisions, you end up getting delayed and maybe the goal may not be achieved, or you miss out the admission process because you're not decided on what course to follow. In this movie also, Pi was guided by his father, where he said, just believe in one thing and go ahead with that. There may be different choices and options before you, but believing in one choice and going ahead with that becomes very important. So at least you can start the journey, at least you can start the ball rolling. Further ahead, be careful in choosing the business model and the target group. Whatever we need to achieve, whatever we need to believe in, we need to be careful. After careful consideration and pros and cons, we need to go ahead in what way we need to build up the business model and what could be the target group. A lot of things go wrong when we are not able to identify what we want to do and whom do we want to target. Let's say you're planning an event, but you're not sure what could be the event about or who could be the target group, then the chances of that thing succeeding becomes less. At the same time, Pursuing divergent and often energy-sapping paths may lead to quick burnouts and eventual disillusionment with the whole process. In this, normally it means that sometimes the choices may be very divergent and you may lose a lot of energy, in the sense you are spending a lot of time, energy and resources into things which completely deplete you of your energy. At the end result is also not much beneficiary, and hence it can lead to a lot of burnouts and disillusionment. There were a lot of concerns when there were a lot of issues coming up in terms of the market conditions, or in terms of the recession which hit India about say 3 years or 4 years back. At that time itself also, a lot of people tried working on different ideas, maybe going into a different path, going into a different business choice, or maybe going in for a completely different career path. Finally that also led to a lot of disillusionment, because they were not getting the result which they had visualized. So it's much better that initially when we start up, we need to be careful about what we want, we need to be careful about whom we are targeting. At the same time, we need to understand that we cannot pursue too many divergent choices at the same time initially. We have to plan it out in such a way that slowly we can accommodate these choices at a later path. Because any business cannot be based on one idea or a choice, it has to be evolving and growing. And for growth we need divergent ideas, but we need to establish and then we need to build up our foundation in such a way that these ideas can be accommodated and you can go ahead and pursue them. In the whole process you achieve, at the same time you are not becoming less energetic or disillusioned with the results. Because initially when you start up a business model, it's very important that you concentrate and you focus on what's essential. And that's where we need to work on such a way where we are able to make our own decisions. As an entrepreneur, when you're setting up your own setup or your own business model, it's very important that you be guided wisely. You need to choose your mentors and have faith in those advisors, because they'll be able to enlighten the path which you follow and maybe give you the right direction and the suggestions which will help you to start off in a very successful way. We need to listen to people from different backgrounds, because they offer a different perspective. In short, we need to be open to people who are giving us some direction as to how we can go ahead, and we need to keep our faith in them, so that whenever we need some kind of a backup or a support, we have those people with us and we know that we could trust their judgment and their discretion at that period of time. In the early days, an entrepreneur is trying to establish his business. It's very important to prioritize and decide whether you are targeting a small manufacturing enterprise or a large enterprise. In the sense how you want your business to grow, whether you want it to be into a small system or you want it to expand and grow. In short, we need to be very clear with our vision. Having a vision, Pi had a vision that he wanted to reach in the island, and no matter whatever are the hassles or the challenges, he wanted to overcome that. He was also going in a very open mind. There were no preconceived notions that this would happen and this only would happen, and he would try to work on these areas. So we need to keep on going ahead and be open to whatever is happening in the process. But our vision should be there and we need to have that goal in front of us. For that we need to take the right expertise and guidance, and at the same time we also need to understand that we'll need to have all the suggestions and make decisions on our own. So staying focused is very important. Many times with the disillusionment and the disappointments, it happens that we tend to lose our focus, or we feel that these things are not working out, or we also feel that there could be certain other areas which we have not tapped in, and then we get into divergent ideas which may sap us of our energy. So we need to understand that staying focused, no matter what the disappointments, no matter what the conditions are, is very helpful for you, because any business takes time to establish and we can't give up very easily or very soon. So staying focused is very important. We need to go through that process and we need to work ahead. There are so many telecom related products which have come into the market. Some of the products had a name, some of them do not have a name. But the products which didn't have a name earlier are the ones which may rule the market in the next 1 or 2 years. So it's always important that we know that we staying the focus, or evolving with the conditions and the market changes is very important. And that would only happen when your focus is there, because then you can visualize the conditions which come up, the adversities, find plans to deal with that and go ahead to achieve your goal. The story of Pi is about adventure. I mean, there is no joy in life without adventure. A routine does get boring. We need to have certain challenges in our routine. We need to have certain adversities which test our patience, skills, and push us to the limit, so that we can go and do it, or we try to have our own potential established in a different way. And the sense of adventure we have as children is something which we have lost. We try to look at life as a mundane or a kind of a dull affair which doesn't have any challenges. Like if you observe children, there's a lot of energy every time, every day, and they are always trying to look for new ideas, or they are very enthusiastic, they are very creative, they like to do things in a different way. When there are setbacks, they are not down for a long period of time. So if we view life as a challenge or an adventure, it's a process on an adventure where we are going ahead, where we are trying to achieve a goal. And as children, if we keep our outlook perspectives open and be more enthusiastic and energetic, then definitely that will make us feel young, and also it will create that often possibility of being curious and being very youthful. We are not letting the rigid approaches or the prejudices or the society pressures or what people think or what people may say close us down, but we are keeping our options open, we are keeping our alternatives going on, and we are trying to view that in the best possible way. The curiosity or the enthusiasm is what is the verve of life. So basically, if you are able to enjoy your life and see it as an adventure and take it as a challenge, then you will be able to reach your goal much faster, rather than getting disillusioned or disappointed with the temporary setbacks. And this also means that we need to nurture the child in us. Everybody has an inner child in them, and that is the state which keeps you moving, that's the state which keeps you enjoy life and be more open, and try to see the challenges in a different way. And if we keep the inner child alive in us, no matter what the circumstances, we will always bounce back much faster and in a much better way. This becomes very important in today's times. Branding is important, and secondly is your personal branding. You need to create a package for yourself with your skill sets, with your intelligence, with your education experience, and with your strengths or the positive qualities in you, which will put you over an edge above others. And this is something which is very important, because today everything is related to brands. When you buy something, you are looking for brands. When you get something home, you are looking for brands. At the same time, when people approach a work unit or a business unit, they are looking for the kind of work this organizations have done, and whether or not they can be dependent upon. A brand is a sense of credibility and trust. It's also that you can be depended upon, and that whatever responsibility is entrusted on you is something which will be delivered in the right time, in the right way, in the way you would want it. I recently had a person sharing an experience with me. Big company from abroad had placed an order for some engineering products or technologies, and whatever was conveyed to one company, after the final product was made, it was not coming up to the standards, it was not coming up to the way the company wanted it. Although the company did say that they are able to do it and they would be able to finish the product and give them. The time limits were stretched, the product was not up to the mark, and Finally, the product was asked by this gentleman to be made. It was a second company. So the first company has not created a brand. Had it come up to the expectations of that company, when the product was to be delivered on time or it was to be made according to specifications, then definitely in future the standing of that company would have enhanced. But today we need to understand that this is very important. Wherever you are, your brand is something which is kind of a, you may be following your brand, you may be behind it, and it's something which follows you, it's something which goes much before you go to that place, and it gives you an idea. Let's say you tend to get angry on your team members or colleagues or your seniors, and people have made you a brand that you are an angry person. Whenever they are trying to approach you, they'll be looking you through this brand. Another person who is more amicable or approachable will be having that brand. So your branding is very important both in your work as well as in your personal interactions with your colleagues, team members, as well as your family. The brand which you wear is something which people will observe, and people will try to see you through that brand. Today all of us do see KBC. The brand of KBC is through Amitabh Bachchan. So there are different brandings which are happening. So if you have to work on creating a new brand name for yourself or change your existing, like you are an angry person already, that's a brand name given to you, but if you want to change that, then you need to do something in a different way where you come across as more approachable, where you're not getting angry, where you're able to discuss out the things, and automatically the brand or the tag which is there with you gets changed. Similarly, when you have not come up to particular expectations of a company, trying to work on it and trying to reassure them that things will be done, and then keeping up to your promises. One thing in today's time is very important, that the deliverables which you promise has to be kept upon, and the promises made have to be kept upon. So basically, if you have to work on that, or if you have to change your existing, then work on telling a good story which captures the imagination of the audience, and the story makes the brand name stick. In the sense, the name of this movie, if it was Piskani, it would not appeal, rather than when it came to pie. Pie signifies something else. Similarly, whenever you work on, your brand signifies something much better. So whatever you work on, the brand will precede you, and that will be something which people will know you about. You have to build up. This is basically coming to how you build up your marketing strategies on your existing products. When you have to market the products, you need to build up the strengths of that product, and you need to create why that brand will be very important. Today we have different mobiles catering to teenagers, children, as well as working professionals. There have been different brands created in the existing one. Earlier we just had one mobile. Today there are different mobiles for teenagers who would like to listen to music, or they are more social on the net, and they want apps which can make them connect to their friends very quickly. Similarly, for work people, their mails and other things are important, so there are different mobiles which are catering to these requirements. So within the existing brand of the mobile, different brands have come up which cater to specific target group. Therefore, when we mentioned you need to be clear with your business model and the target group. At the same time, you need to create brands. Like certain mobiles, their brands work very well with teenagers, and in certain mobiles their brands work very well with the working professionals. So that's how the branding also has done, where certain mobiles cater to teenagers or growing up children, where they need quick things, the colors, everything is different, whereas certain things are more for the working professionals. Hence, we need to create the story. We need to reach out to the imagination of the people when they are purchasing certain things, or when they are trying to give you a particular order. They need to be convinced how you'll be able to deliver it. It doesn't mean that it has to be completely fantasy oriented. We need to keep our feet firmly on the ground, but at the same time we need to reach out to the imagination of the person and see how that would help, or try to create a positive thing for that person, let's say if they are investing in your company or if they are hiring your services, how is it going to help them? What is the branding which you give today? That is very important. Branding again has a different name in the sense of personal branding. As I said, when you are labeled or branded as an angry person, or when you are labeled or branded as somebody whom you cannot approach or withdrawn or maybe do not share information, then you have to do the rebranding. It's a bit time consuming, expensive, because you may lose certain good people who may not be able to approach you again. Or as I said in the previous slide, this company lost the order from that organization. So basically, again, rebranding becomes a bit difficult. It's a tedious exercise, it's a bit expensive. And if you inherit an unimaginative or not so great brand, then the rebranding exercise has to start early. Like you're already working into a family business and you want to build up the brand in a different way. The moment you start into it, you need to work on it and start doing it in a different way. Suppose the business is catering only to the local or the retailers and you want to establish on a pan-India level, then you need to understand the market conditions, you need to understand how to tap those market conditions and how you could rebrand your original product and sell it into different markets. And therefore, the rebranding is something which has to start early if you have to reach out to different people or different market segments. Choosing a good brand name could also be a very first step. As I mentioned, if the name of this movie was Life of Piscani, it would not appeal much. Then it appeals as Life of P. So basically, you need to understand that having a good name is also important, but the name can be sustained and maintained only through your services and deliverables. So keep up your promises. If you feel that your work needs to be reorganized or reshuffled and projected in a different way, try to see, like let's say you're working with team members and they don't seem to be enthusiastic. Having a small meeting with them, interacting with them casually, or trying to involve them in the decision making process where you could take in their ideas or suggestions would help them to feel enthusiastic and worked upon. At the same time, they would also try to see you in a different way where they find you to be more approachable. So all these things are interconnected, and therefore branding yourself, your product, is very important and it goes in a long way. You need to have a plan, but many times it's not something which has to be rigid. Like you cannot, like the whole process of Pi was where he had wanted to reach an island and there was a plan, but he did not plan how he has to reach there. He went through the process in a very open and different way. So the most important resource for an entrepreneur is money, and in the beginning when the income is low or maybe uncertain, they need to make sure that the resources last till the revenues come in again or the next round of funding comes in the choppy waters. So we need to understand that, as I said, we cannot start on divergent ideas at the same time. We have to start on one idea, see how it is growing, crystallize it. Based on that foundation, we can have other ideas coming up. There are so many companies which have started with different products at the same time, but then right now if they are known, that it could be only for one product. There are so many SMEs also which have started into different things, like in between RTs or ready to eat was very common, but then there are very few companies which have survived that. So basically we need to understand that we cannot start on too many ideas at the same time, and since we are starting on a new enterprise, we need to understand that revenue is very important. We need to save it so that we can continue the existing work which we are doing, and then guide us through the choppy waters of that journey, where sometimes because of certain changes or certain things which we are not sure of, things can go wrong. So maybe we have invested into certain things and suddenly the market conditions become very bleak, the money is lost. We'll need some backup to survive us in that disappointment period. Like one basic example is we all go in for medical insurance, we many times go in for post-retirement options and all, investment options. Why do we do that? Because we know that the revenue may be not so much at that time, or maybe when we need it we may not have it, and it's much better that we try to invest into certain things. In the same way it's over here, where it could be like your business insurance, or it could be relating to your business investments, where we need to be a little bit cautious and careful in the initial stages. So we need to have an handbook, like what all things we need to include, what all things we can keep it for a later period, but they are not a priority now, and we need to refer to it when we are in doubt. We also need to understand the progress which we are making. We may have started a business entrepreneur, but then there could be certain areas which may not be worked upon, and that's where when we go ahead we need to also monitor the progress. Suppose if it's not fitting into the plan, or if it's not going the way we want it, then definitely we need to understand that we need to change our strategy and work out in a different way. And that is something which is very important, that is something which is very helpful. And in life, a continuous planning for different stages is also important, not only through the difficult days, but when the resources are low, it will also help you to keep a good life. So basically we need continuous planning at different stages in life. We cannot build things on existing conditions or foundation and expect that to run throughout. If you have read the book of Who Moved My Cheese, it's a very good example that the resources may not be available at the right time, or they may be depleted, and we need to constantly keep on moving and planning so that we can handle the different stages in life. And also when the resources are not coming as we visualize, we can still go ahead and have a good life, or we can still keep on going according to the plan and lead a good or a better life.